is. And of course, he uses Demi right off the bat. Ugh. Keep
And
them all
Mir's
together.
like, I'm sorry, Setsuna, this doesn't mean anything. I have no control right now. She's like, Mir standing a little close to me.
All right, we're back with I Am Setsuna. We're in the last lands. We're scaling the big old frozen castle, and we've got snakes.
Snakes and the frozen castle.
Yep, snakes in the frozen castle. Logic be damned. They are hell vipers. You know what happens when a hell viper gets struck by lightning?
What?
The same thing that happens to everything else. Joss Whedon wrote that line. I altered it. Pray that I do not alter it any further.
Oh my god.
George Lucas wrote that line. Or wait, hold on. It could have been the director of Empire Strikes Back, who I'm blanking on, which is not good because that guy deserves the credit. Because he was actually the one in charge of Empire Strikes Back. There was actually a lot of decisions where George was just like, I don't know if I like that. He was just like, no, people will love it.
No, they'll love it.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
I didn't realize that her little chakras have wings on them. Like, both of them have 2 wings.
That's because I got a different chakra. So her chakra is the same as like my weapon and Kier's wand.
Yeah.
To where like
I just like,
different
I thought
ones.
that, because I knew she has 2, because when she takes them down, she double wields. Mm-hmm. But I thought there'd be like a wing on each of them.
No. 2 wings on each and then they just overlap in the middle.
Okay.
Shing.
Setsuna's like, because I do what I want.
I am the sacrifice.
I will have as many wings as I want.
My name is in the title.
I feel like that's how Luna feels about life.
My name's in the title. I get top billing.
Oh my god, she just like tilted her head.
She was like croaking like a frog.
And then you're just like,
Oh, sure. Pee for him, not for...
I know, and then she gave me such a half-hearted peep. She was like, meh.
she was like, there's yours.
I was like, ew, okay, whatever.
You get the half-hearted peeps.
I love it. The cats with you are just like, wow, my human, we love you so much. And then Wesker will just come to my side of the bed and be like,
Yep.
and I'm just like, aw.
I mean, you got Bupka hardcore purring. Snoring, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, that was so funny. I was sitting at our dining room table painting, and the cat tree that I got for her was right behind me, and she was sitting on the platform, and she was passed out. And she was snoring. She wasn't snoring really loud, but like she had such a delicate ladylike cat snore.
Aw.
And I was just like, aw, she feels comfortable enough to sleep while I'm here. Ever since I started watching them eat.
That was the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's come up to me more.
Nirvana Blade.
Ooh.
Ooh. We got the Blade of Nirvana. And it belongs to an IDR. There it is. You know, it kind of looks like Nirvana from Fairy Tail too.
Yeah, it does.
Fairy Tail was like a
tower.
Nirvana was a big old tower-like weapon.
Yeah.
Fitting.
We'll have to start back in the fairy tale.
I agree. We recently finished Blue Exorcist. I was reminded of that when I saw the blue flame torches.
Yes. This tower is powered by Satan.
It's powered by something very dark and sinister. I'm not sure it's Satan. Yeah, the Hell Vipers have like frosty breath and like frostbite as well.
Well, yeah, they have frostbite. They're cold-blooded creatures in a fucking ice tower. They're cranky because they're cold.
Exactly.
They're you.
They are me. I very much have a lizard-like personality when I'm cold. I'm like, where is my rock so I can bathe in the sun?
I feel like the main time that I'm cranky when I'm cold is when I cannot get warm. And it's mainly if my feet are cold.
I can relate to that.
Like, if my feet are cold, the rest of my body will not warm up. So it's like you have to take a hot bath to, like, thaw your inside out. Like,
You have to thaw your flesh.
yeah.
And be like, ah.
So
I
that's
can
the only
feel
time that
again.
I'm like miserable when I'm cold is like if I cannot warm up. But like I'm definitely a cold weather person.
Yes. Whereas, like, in the warm weather, you're just like, I can't go on.
I know. I'm so dramatic.
I'm
Like,
just like, it is.
that's not even me being
79
sassy.
degrees.
Like, I understand that I am dramatic AF when it's hot. It'll hit 80 and I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. I don't do well. Which is why it was so challenging. Like, when you were at the old place and like we would go to record and the window is closed, no fans on, and we're for hours recording. And I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need it. And then you'd be like, hang on, I have to go to the bathroom. And you'd leave and I'd like open the window like, gotta be pretty for when he comes back. Like, like wiping sweat off of my face. Reapply deodorant. Like,
when in doubt, pinky up.
yes.
All right, so here we are. The owner of the castle is the Reaper.
Dun dun dun. The Reaper has a Karen haircut.
Yes, he does.
Sorry, I said that mid-yawn.
That is okay.
I don't know how that's going to come out in the recording. I've done that before, and I almost peed myself listening back to it.
So why did he do it? That is in one of the early Origami King
yes,
episodes.
we were talking, and I was answered you in a question mid-yawn, and you just like didn't comment on it at all,
'Cause it
which
doesn't
is
sound
what
as weird
made it
as the
so
recording.
funny.
That's one of the main reasons I like doing these playthroughs. Like, I've mentioned that, like, they're not our best quality, but I like the moment-to-moments
Yeah.
and, like, how each game gets their spotlight. And, like, as these games go by, I constantly think of just, like, oh, there's so many games I want to do these Gaming Cats and Dogs episodes on to give them their experience. But it's also, like, the games we've covered, I don't really regret any of them.
Yeah, I
Because
don't either.
They've had their fun moments, they've had their funny moments.
Yeah.
And they've had their, like, memories that I cherish. From your shiny bits!
Shiny boots!
all the way to, more recently where it's just like, did it not occur to you that I...
Yeah, that's just a time capsule for us.
But here we are, at our final confrontation with the Reaper. One will rise.
I love that
one
Setsuna
shall
she
fall.
was like, why is everyone drawing their weapons? Oh,
Well, she's still trying to
okay.
stop it. She's trying to be like,
Maybe we can reason with him.
it's just like, nah, this one we don't reason
They're like,
with.
Setsuna, he's going to kill us. She's like, no, it'll be okay.
So here we go. The last battle, and I'm using an IDR, Endear, and Setsuna. And son of a bitch, he uses Demi right off the bat. Because my plan initially was like, hey, get your attention on an IDR. And he's just like, Demi, I'll
Yeah.
do all together. And it's just like, ah, shit.
Well, dang it.
Because I have that long swing with the scythe, I can hit all
It
three
just-
of you at once.
Chop everyone in half.
So we're going to start with Luminaire, which does damage to you and heals my
Oh my
party.
God, how frustrating would it have been if, like, throughout the playthrough, if Setsuna dies, it's just game over.
That would be very frustrating. That is what is called an escort mission in a video game. I'm not sure if you've experienced it yet, but
No.
you have to protect a character, where if you die, game over. If the character you're protecting dies, failed, game over.
Okay.
So you have to keep an eye on their stats, their health. It's similar to in the last story when you and Lady Callista are
Okay.
running away. If she gets caught
Yeah.
and her health goes down, that's a game over. The same as if Zale gets caught
Yeah.
and the health depletes.
I feel like the only time that I would be okay with that is if I have control of both characters.
Okay, that is the case in, I believe, one of the latter Resident Evils, to where, like, they can be controlled by the computer.
Okay.
Or you can plug in an additional controller,
Yeah.
and someone else can control that character.
Well, what I mean with that is, like, how
Oh, there we go. We got him.
you can, like, control the characters in Trials of Mana.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have control over everyone.
Yep.
That's what I mean. So it's like, if we're running away, so like in the last story, if we're running away and if Callista is caught,
Yep.
game over. But I can't move her away from, like, the guards.
Right.
if I was able to move her away, steer her in a different direction, and evade, I'd be a little bit more open to that concept.
Okay.
But it's like, I don't have any control over how quickly she moves.
Right.
So it's very frustrating when she gets caught, and I'm like, well, fuck you, because you can't run fast. Like,
Exactly. Oh, by the way, this isn't even my true form. Yep. This is one of those battles with multiple phases. And this is the second form. The Reaper is now a dragon.
I'm a dragon, bitches.
So here we go.
He's a bone dragon.
Yep. I believe his name is, and of course he uses Demi right off the bat. Ugh. Keep
And
them all
Mir's
together.
like, I'm sorry, Setsuna, this doesn't mean anything. I have no control right now. She's like, you're standing a little close to me.
Just like I can't control it. Hold on. It was like dysmorphic monster or something like that. Dysformic monster? Dysformic monster, yep.
Okay.
That's what it is. So it's not a dragon. It's a dysformic monster. With draconic breath. Not
It's
draconic.
not a dragon, but it has dragon power.
Dragon tail. Dragon breath. So it's a dragon. No. I'm like Charizard.
Oh my god.
Did you hear about that controversy?
No.
So in I forget which one it was. I think it was the Pokemon for the 3DS or the one for the Switch immediately after. But they said there's now the new dragon type Pokemon. And they gave a list of all the dragons, and Charizard is still a fire type.
Aww.
So it's like,
He's
wait,
over there
what?
like, what?
It's like I'm the OG dragon.
I just pictured like Charizard sitting in a chair, and he just like pulls out a little pack of smokes, takes his tail, lights one, like, they never understand me. Like,
But no, because Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, it's all going to be the same type. Even if a Pokemon evolves, I believe it doesn't change type.
okay.
I'm
I mean,
pretty
that
sure
would make sense.
It remains its type.
Just for
At least
just
those
for
were the rules
simplicity.
back in like 1995.
Yeah, just for simplicity, because it would be really frustrating if like you start with an electric type and then all of a sudden you end up with like a grass type. I'd
Yeah.
be pissed. I'd be like, what the fuck? That's not what I signed up for.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
So yeah, like when the Pokemon evolves, it regains that type. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Again, Pokemon has evolved way
Yeah, I
past
mean,
my knowledge.
There are new Pokemon now that I'm like, what is that? Oh, screaming children.
Yes. We hate children here on Pupcorn.
We do hate children. I've reached the age of get off my lawn. Like,
We're rapidly approaching the, hey, get off my lawn.
I mean, okay, so our neighborhood has like really, really sweet kids
Yeah.
that like, I haven't seen them in a hot minute because they don't live in the neighborhood, but they come visit. And like, they would call me Miss Lady, and they're like, Miss Lady, can we draw on your sidewalk? Like, they would always ask permission before they like draw with chalk on the sidewalk and stuff. I'm like, of course you can. Like, you know, just make sure that if it's hopscotch, it has to go all the way down. Like, or, you know, like, there were a couple of, not young kids, but I would say probably like 10 or 11 outside, and when they saw Wesker, they were like, oh my god, what is that? And I'm just like, oh, he's really fluffy if you like want to pet him.
Check it out. I turned to stone. He turned to stone. While you were gone.
you Medusa'd
he turned
him.
to stone.
But then we have these
And there we
really
go, we got 'em.
obnoxious kids that just run around the whole street and just scream bloody murder
Yeah.
just all the time.
They just scream for the sake of screaming.
And I'm just like,
And it's just like, we don't do that here.
well, because it's like I never know if someone's hurt or in trouble, like when you're screaming like that, so it makes me not care.
Exactly. That's what it was like closing yesterday. Like, there were these girls that were just screaming their heads off.
And I'm like, this is why people don't come to assist those who are in
And
trouble and screaming.
I actually, like, opened the door a little, and I heard, like, just ridiculous laughter. And then I just, like, locked the
Closed
door,
the
and I was just like, whatever.
But
and
it's
it's
like,
that
and
kind of
that's-
stuff
but-
that makes you tune out
Yeah.
actual cries for help.
Because it's like, I get it. You're having a good time. You're hooting and hollering. But, like, there is no need to shriek.
I
None.
agree.
That's reserved for danger.
Shrieks
Because,
are reserved
like,
for dangerous
Shrieking and
emergencies.
screaming is meant to capture the attention of those around you.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, so those kids that are always screaming, they're always screaming. So, like, what happens if one of them gets hit by a car and they're all screaming? And it's like, oh, they're just playing. Like, those are precious moments that is, you know, the difference between someone living and someone dying. And it's like, no one gives a shit because you're always screaming.
And the Reaper disappears.
Can we borrow that black hole?
Setsuna's like, oh, I tried to save everyone.
I know.
But we must press forward. Our final destination is through that black hole. Did you really think it was going to end here? No.
When do you think they'll invent teleportation?
Long after our existence.
Ugh, how disappointing.
I feel like teleportation has so many bugs to go through that, like, I feel like the fly is close in the reality of, like, what happens if you screw it up. You're just
Part bug.
inside out, or part bug.
I would only do that if I could be a butterfly.
So, like, when someone touches you, your skin starts to peel.
Well, yeah, that way people won't touch me. I'll finally be beautiful. No, I'm totally kidding. Butterflies are actually disgusting.
Aw, I like them.
If you...
I saved one from my car the other day.
I know. I love butterflies. And have you ever had, like, a butterfly land on you and their, like, little front feet are, like...
Yes.
Did you know they're actually trying to eat you?
Oh, they're trying to eat me?
Yeah, they're, like, gnawing on you.
That's friendly. Are they like love nibbles?
They are little love nibbles, but to them, they're like, ooh, this is you a snack.
So they're stupid.
Well, they are stupid. They're the rock stars of the insect world.
Okay. Oh my god.
Die young and leave a pretty corpse, that's what I always say.
What did you say that glitter is the herpes of the art world?
Yes.
You had my coworkers busting a gut.
I forget, oh, because they were like, they wanted to like throw confetti at you whenever you like told them that you asked me to marry you.
Yep.
And I was just like, little pockets full of glitter. And they were like, oh my god, no, once it gets out, like you never get rid of it. I'm like, I know, it's the herpes of our supplies. Once it gets on you, it's always there.
They never heard that before. All right, so this is the final trek to the finale. And it's a long one. We got a lot of battles coming up. But it also gives us a good time to grind and really fine-tune those skills for the battles ahead.
Setsuna's like, wait. Please don't hurt the monsters.
It's okay.
Aw, Setsuna is Yuri.
We gotta get some of that EXP. Yuri from Blue Exorcist?
Yeah.
Ah.
I thought it was really cute when she like hugs the hobgoblin and she's
Yeah.
like, your tummy smells like sunshine. And I was like, aw, so cute.
I love the goblins and the snowmen.
I was distracted by, I'm probably gonna botch his name. A Pheromone? He turned into a hamster?
Oh, a Maimon.
A Maimon, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Maimon, he's a hamster in
He
the
turns into a little
last
hamster.
half of the anime, and I'm just like, aw. And I didn't catch that until like he started talking. That I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I knew it was him right away because he has the little like,
Doink.
yeah, the like alfalfa calic
See, I thought he just like got a hamster.
that
and,
looked like his
modeled
brother.
it like his brother. To be like, in remembrance of my brother who passed away from a plan that I devised. My heart went pitter-pat.
I love Mephisto.
I really did like him, yeah.
I enjoy both of those characters. That's why I put the little chibis on their like spec sheet that I made for you.
Peacock eel. That's what this thing is. Peacock eel.
Okay, so you said that, and I know it's supposed to be like an angelic peacock,
Yep.
because that's what adding eel at the end of a word signifies.
Correct.
However, saying it, I just imagine what it would look like to crossbreed a peacock and an eel.
Peacock eel. What visual did you get?
It was an odd one.
I want to sketch on my desk next week.
It definitely brought up memories of the dolphin scorpion.
Oh, the Dolphin. I want to say we've told the story of the Dolphin.
I
Where,
think
like,
so.
Shortly after moving in,
We were like going
we were going through some of our old drawings and stories and stuff to kind of like take a trip down memory lane, but also to kind of like share our imagination with one
and also
another.
clean up our like
Yes.
binders and papers and stuff because
Because I had a bit.
Yeah, because both of us do the same thing. It's like we'll start a notebook and be like, this notebook is going to be for these types of stories only. And then you have an idea at work and it's like written on a napkin or something. And you're just like, that's fine. And you like transcribe it in a completely different notebook. So things just get really muddied and messy. So we were like organizing and sharing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I had come across some of like the poetry I wrote in high school. And I'm like, wow. That was so dark and depressing and just really, really like cringe emo. And you were just like, I tried to draw a dolphin mixed with a scorpion.
You lost your shit.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
You were like, that's my man.
I'm like over here like reading poetry about like self-harm and dying. And you're just like, I crossbred a dolphin and a scorpion.
Behold. And it was a dolphin with a scorpion tail and the two pincers.
I love it.
Whoop. Got ourselves a dinosaur. Don't give it a chance to attack because, my God, it has a spell that'll make us cry. Good.
I like that Endear just bopped it on the nose.
I gave it a little boop, and I have a stop status effect. So that's always very helpful.
He said, "Pop, pop."
Now she's going to inspire, which raises our attack. Oh, so my next attack. Dinotaurus Megasaurus. I think that's what it's called. No, Dinotaurus Magnus. There we go.
I was going to say that sounds like a fake spell from like Wizards of Waverly Place.
Dinotaurus Megataurus. Boom.
I know.
And it's just like...
Gives you like dinosaur arms.
But like costume dinosaur arms.
Yes.
The equivalent of like Hulk hands because it's
Yes.
Disney Channel. And it's just like, we're a multi-billion-dollar company, but we're just going to go cheap as shit with our television shows because it's all about quantity,
Yeah.
not quality.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, that's not
Feather
too bad.
attack.
Yep. Oh, this is where it gets annoying. So now they have some time-based spells as well. So they can haste, which gives them more turns before you can get a turn. Reflect, which means do not cast spells on them. Dear God, do not. This is a tip for every RPG you play in the future. When a boss or any enemy casts Reflect, do not hit them with a spell because
it'll
it comes
just
right
bounce
back to
back at
you.
you.
That shit hurts like a mother.
Eh.
I'll give you another tip. In Dragon Quest, it's called Bounce.
Bounce.
So if a enemy casts Bounce on itself, it's basically Reflect. Do not cast a spell.
I am rubber and you are glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you.
Whatever you cast on them bounces off of them and fucks you up. It doesn't stick.
Well, I was going for all the
Sticks you 6 feet under in the ground.
childhood memories just destroyed.
Childhood ruined. Childhood ruined. Oh, by the way, like each time we access a new floor, Aeterna is giving us a bit of backstory about like what all happened here and how she ties into the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the real monster is Dark Samsara. This is the
I
whole
think-
purpose of the sacrifice.
Out of the entire game, Eterna's like story
Mm-hmm.
is probably my favorite.
Okay.
That and the very, very, very end.
You did mention that earlier when I
Yeah.
asked, like, what are some of your favorite boss battles? And you said the very last one. Even though it's
Yes.
not so much a fight, you like the
It just like
significance of it.
yes, the significance, the symbolism, just the whole vibe of that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole time you have music. Just at pretty much at all times. There's some sort of music, sound, whatever going on. And the very last fight, there's no music.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes it like I think that's such a wonderful thing about music and the significance of it. And when you take it away, it makes you feel a certain way. Like Batman does that.
Yes.
Whenever he's fighting with Bane and like Bane cracks his spine.
Yes.
There's no music, so you like any little sound you hear
The
is
sound
almost
effects are
amplified.
Yep.
Because there's no music to kind of like dull everything together. So I just think everything about that last scene is just really well put together.
Okay.
Especially for like the story and the feeling of the game and what it's trying to accomplish emotionally. I think it does really, really well.
Mm-hmm. And we will get to that shortly.
Yes.
For now, we're taking on more winter angelic beings.
So
What's up?
You know how it like tells you what type of damage you're taking on the side?
Yeah.
The one came up physical damage, and in my head I just went emotional damage.
Emotional damage. What
love
the
that
hell
guy.
are you doing there? Emotional damage.
Oh my god, I love that guy.
You disappoint me, son.
I need to look up what his YouTube name is, and if you guys, anyone watching, hasn't seen him, you need to go watch him because he is so funny.
He is great.
He's the emotional damage guy, and I would say he's like a young adult,
Yeah.
probably like mid to late 20s, possibly early 30s. And he's pretending to be an Asian parent, and he's just like kind of showing what it's like to grow up with Asian parents. And he does this whole skit about emotional damage. And
Check this out. Grand Cross.
It's magnificent.
So yeah, now I'm starting to get triple techs. A little late into the game, but hey, better late than never. Oh, he's got some combos.
Oh, Endir's dead.
God damn. He's overkilled because like what? My health hit 0 and he's just like, hang on, I'm not done.
He's like, I'm gonna annihilate your body.
I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body.
I went and saw that one in theaters, and everyone was just like, oh.
See, we had a mostly quiet theater because like it was long after the fact because I was still in college. So everyone already saw it and I was a little late to the party. And Jeff was just like, Phil really wants you to see this. I really want you to see this. Let's get you to see it because he already saw it once. I went and it was like me and another couple. Me, Jeff, another couple, and I think like an old guy.
Okay.
And that was all in the entire theater.
I was gonna say we like went, I think on like the second night it was out, and the theater was packed. And like I felt really bad after the fact because I just hate when people are annoying and obnoxious in a theater. But like the first time Bane spoke, I like laughed out loud. And I felt really bad because it was just like a gut reaction because I wasn't expecting him to sound the way that he did.
I was prepared that like his voice takes some adjusting to because it was one of the like earliest nitpicks I heard regarding the movie was like Bane's voice. I was like, Bane's voice? Isn't Batman's voice bad enough?
Well, I was expecting more of like a Darth Vader.
A lot of people were.
And I got
Darth Sean Connery.
Yeah.
The fire rises. We take Gotham from the corrupt, and we give it back to you, the people.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't think I like that. I mean, I did get used to it, but I lolled in the theater.
And that's okay. You're allowed to lull at least once or twice alone in the theater. Usually you gotta lull when everyone else lulls.
Yeah.
That makes it okay. But like when you're just like, ha 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 ha, or like the stereotypical woman, ha ha,
oh my god. I
all the fucking time.
Again, I think it might just be a young person thing because even like when Harry Potter came out, and I think it was Harry Potter or Deathly Hallows, I think maybe part 2, but whenever essentially Voldemort dies and he like comes back to life and Bellatrix tries to like help him up. And he goes, I don't need your help. You know where I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. I like didn't think before I spoke and just like in a normal voice went, typical man. And like the entire theater lost their shit. And like, because like the stereotype of like men don't ask for help.
Yeah.
I felt bad and embarrassed of myself. But
You're allowed to make, like, again, like, you can make comments, just don't talk throughout a movie.
yeah.
Or you'll have a woman in front of you turn around and tell you to shut the fuck up.
That is
So-
me. I am that woman. And I turn around and I told a teenager to shut the fuck up.
That's right. And you were sweating the rest of the movie.
Oh my God. Like, profusely. I was so nervous.
I've been there. The moments where you, like, snap and then you're, like, self-aware that everyone's
Yeah.
just like, oh, I made a scene. So
Yeah.
Then your
And then I
body's
was just like, please don't look at me.
here
Please don't
comes
look at me. Please don't
all
look at
the
me.
sweat.
Yes. I was just in my own little swamp of embarrassment. You like went to touch me and you were like, ew.
I was like, honey, are you... Oh.
I'm not okay. I'm dehydrated.
All the hydration is on your flesh. All right, folks. In the next part, we're going to continue on to the core to find dark samsara.
Ooh, toodles.